Hey everybody, good Friday evening to you. It is time to get set for the weekend here on Weather for Weather Geeks. We've got all sorts of things to talk about both Saturday and Sunday. We've got rain, we've got wind, we've got snow, flooding issues perhaps, maybe even a rare February thunderstorm, and enough snow to cause some travel headaches at times over the next few days. But before we get to all that, since we're halfway through the month of February, I thought I'd do a little temperature review. And it hasn't been very warm thus far in February, at least that's the way it seems, but actually we're running a little bit ahead of average by about 1.3 degrees, but that number is certainly going to change over the next week to 10 days. I think this, general setup is kind of like January, where the third week of January was very cold, and I think the third week of February will also be quite cold. There's going to be a few days next week in which we have a hard time getting out of the teens for actual temperatures. Of course, we have not had much snow thus far in February, and we're running behind schedule for the season as a whole. For February specifically, we're at exactly a departure from average of 6 inches right now. We had a half an inch officially at the airport yesterday with those snow showers during the second half of the day. But that number also going to change because some snow is heading our way over the weekend. Here's a look at the radar a little after 7 o'clock Eastern. The snow pushing in towards Green Bay, Milwaukee, Chicago, heading down towards Indianapolis as well. And out ahead of that system, a whole lot of winter weather advisories out this evening across northern and central Indiana, the entire state of Michigan basically, northern and central Ohio, and almost the entire state of Pennsylvania under a winter weather advisory. As far as the timing goes here, we still think the snow is going to arrive before daybreak. Now, it may be pretty light at first. It may become a little more significant and accumulate a little faster as we head towards daybreak tomorrow morning. And that, I think, will be the trouble spot tomorrow morning from daybreak through mid to late morning. Here's a look at one model depiction of the accumulations by hour. The fastest accumulations, maybe up to a half an inch or so per hour, may occur from 7 a.m. through about 10 a.m. Now, this particular run of this particular model gives us a total of 2.5 inches, but that's just one model. We're looking for up to a couple, 2.5 maybe, kind of at the top end of the expectations for tomorrow. But yeah, this is the window right here, 7 to maybe 10 or 11, in which if you have to be out and about, you're going to have to keep it slow and use some common sense, of course, because I would expect some of our roads to be not all that much fun for a few hours. Again, we're looking for an inch or two. We think the ceiling for this event tomorrow morning is 2.5 or 3. That's the most I could see someone getting. A lot of us are going to pick up at least an inch and probably 2 inches or so in some spot. Not all the snow in the world, but certainly enough to cause some travel headaches. But, of course, a changeover to rain expected as we go into the afternoon. From southwest to northeast, temperatures will rise above freezing. The deepest moisture will depart temporarily, and so it may not do a whole lot Saturday afternoon other than some spotty drizzle and just kind of miserable outside. A little bit damp with temperatures in the middle and upper 30s, but then the radar will fill back in, we think, as we head towards evening and especially into the overnight. And actually, it's going to rain all night, and some of it's going to be heavy. Might even be a clap of thunder. The track of our storm hasn't really changed much since I showed you the same model yesterday. I think low pressure is going to track almost right overhead during the course of Sunday. That's close enough to our area that we'll be in the deepest moisture, and there'll be a delay as far as the onset of the snow and the colder air wrapping back in as we go towards the midday and afternoon. So I don't think the rain changes over to snowflakes now until about midday. It's going to take most of the morning for that process to evolve. But once the colder air is here, it's here. Temperatures will tumble, the wind will pick up, snow showers will come and go. Now, between Sunday afternoon and early Monday morning, we're probably going to see a fresh 1 to 3 inches worth of snow, but it's not going to come all at once. But I do think certainly towards sunset Sunday evening, as temperatures continue to fall, these snow showers continue to come and go, things could turn a little bit slick on untreated surfaces, and then Sunday night into Monday morning. Now, Monday is President's Day. Some people will be home from work and school that day. That will cut down on the traffic Monday morning, but anybody who does need to be out and about Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, Monday morning, I should say, will have to be on the lookout for some locally hazardous conditions. The snow showers and flurries will wind down towards lunchtime and into the afternoon. Let's not sleep on the rain aspect of this. Again, maybe an inch or two of snow tomorrow morning, but from about here through about here, this is all going to be liquid in here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up an inch to an inch and a half worth of liquid precipitation, in other words, rain, and that raises the possibility of some localized flooding problems. Here's the flash flood risk today, and I'll actually move this forward to tomorrow. Notice the high risk of flash flooding down towards Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Paducah, Kentucky, right up the Ohio River Valley into Kentucky and even southern Ohio. Pretty good risk of flooding problems tomorrow into tomorrow night, especially tomorrow night. For us, the risk is lower, but an inch to an inch and a half of rain with possible ice jams on some of our area rivers with the thawing, with the warmer temperatures later tomorrow into tomorrow night. It's going to raise the possibility of some localized flooding problems in some of the typical areas and also near some area rivers and streams. If you live in Braceville near Eagle Creek, that's a flood-prone area. And, this is the kind of situation in which that'll be one of the spots that has high water first. So that's something to keep in mind. We're talking about snow and wind, but let's not forget that quite a bit of rain is heading our way during the second half of Saturday, especially Saturday night. After that, the cold is the story for much of next week. Wind chill numbers will be below zero at times. I think Tuesday morning we will start out between 0 and 10 below as far as the wind chills go, and those wind chills will be no fun through the end of the week. Will it come with any snow? There's going to be a system that tries to get its act together, I think, during the second half of next week. As you would expect, 5 to 6 days out, there's a variety of model solutions. The model consensus right now is that the best chance for enough snow to be problematic and enough organization of a system that accumulating snow would be likely. I think the heart of that would be kind of like in here, maybe Cincinnati, but especially south of there into the mid-Atlantic states. DC could do well again, and maybe up the eastern seaboard. Now, some models have this going out to sea and it not being a big deal at all. That's a legitimate option at this point. At this point, though, there's no model solution that has a big hit for us in terms of snow. Accumulation's possible, and again, this will be probably Wednesday night into Thursday. Accumulation's possible, but there's not much we can say beyond that. This may be a complete miss for us, maybe not much more than flurries, but we may see enough accumulations to be impactful as well. So all those options are on the table, even though the highest odds we think of a big hit will almost certainly be to our south and east. Again, the timing of that mostly Wednesday night into Thursday, and then I think the cold will start to moderate some during that last week of the month, starting around the 23rd, 24th, taking us through the end of February. It doesn't look warm to me by any stretch of the imagination, but it does look less cold once we get past, say the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, kind of in that window. So we'll keep you updated on the medium and longer range next week on weather for Weather Geeks. Be safe this weekend with the active weather overhead. I'll keep you updated on social media. Make sure you're following all of our team, including Jimmy Wendelek and Chris Serenelli. He will keep you updated. They will both keep you updated, I should say, here in the Weather Center both Saturday and Sunday, and I will see you back here on Monday.